When this fucking beat drop, you already know what fucking time it is.
Daily Dose is on now.
Check it out, y'all.
Un aplauso! I know you're probably at home thinking why we're drunk on screen, rocking this shirt, rocking that hat, but papi, we're rocking Dodger blue because it's time for Dodger baseball.
Listen, I ain't even mad, yo.
I know we got a bunch of family out here from all parts of the world, but listen, we're from the West Coast, and the Dodgers finally won a chip. Finally, after 32 years, baby. You already know that LA is a city of champions, baby. So we're going to keep rocking all morning long, baby.
So take a shot for us. Take a shot with us. Whatever.
It's a celebration.
Five, dig? Minimal. Now, the best hip-hop artist of the year, Megan Thee Stallion. Best collaboration, Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce. And let's talk about best lyricist of the year, Miss Rhapsody.
Salute.
It was a huge night for
women.
women.
We cannot forget about Miss Erykah Badu, Tiana Taylor, her for representing for the ladies of R&B. Oh, my goodness.
And I will say it's nice because we already know it's happening. We already know women are dominating, but it's nice for them to get the accolades.
Flowers, bro.
To get the
Finally.
accolades. And it's just the beginning because remember, we got the AMA Awards coming up next. So salute to all the ladies. But this is what I want to do, though.
What you want to do?
Because we're talking about the ladies.
Talking about the women today.
I think it's only right that we bring in the ladies' man.
Oh.
Legendary artist, legendary writer.
Yeah,
We're
to the
talking
left, to the left.
We are talking about Neo. Neo, good morning, G.
Hey.
Morning.
So
what's going on, y'all?
We're doing great, man. We're talking about how the ladies have just been dominating. Obviously, salute to Rhapsody and Megan Thee Stallion for doing the thing, you know what I'm saying, with the BET Awards.
City Girls, Tiana Taylor, they held it down last
Yeah,
night.
man.
Being that you've always been that ladies man, and you've always either worked, you worked with everyone. How do you feel about the ladies in the game right now, currently, just doing the thing and basically dominating?
Well, I mean, I've always known, understood, and appreciated the strength and the power of a woman. It's the reason that I wrote songs like Miss Independent. It's the reason that that I do things the way that I do them. I grew up in a house full of women. My mother, my sister, my grandmother, 5 aunts, and me till I was like 16.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So not a lot of time in the bathroom. You know what I mean? I learned how to listen real well. All of that, and I think it's a beautiful thing that the world is finally realizing the power too. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. It's a long time coming. I'm wondering what took everybody else so long.
Big
That's
facts.
what I was asking.
Big facts.
Yo.
Listen, I'm glad you mentioned Miss Independent because before we were singing INDEPENDET, right?
You know how to spell.
Do you know what that means?
Right, exactly. we heard Miss Independent, and from my understanding, you know what I'm saying, like that wasn't the thing to do. So why did you make Miss Independent? What were you feeling when you're making a classic song like that that's really speaking to the empowerment of women that we're feeling now in 2020, but you did that back in the day?
I did Miss Independent. Well, first and foremost, everybody assumed that I wrote Miss Independent about like maybe somebody I was dating or whatever the case may be. The inspiration for Miss Independent was all of those women that I grew up in that house with. These were a group of women that were not afraid to get their hands dirty. It's like, all right, the tire flat and ain't nobody coming. So let me get out here and, do what I got to do. And that was just the overall basis of who these women were. Like, we're going to do what it is we got to do because it got to be done anyway. We're not waiting to be rescued. My dad, he kind of checked out early, which was kind of a similar situation for all the women in that house. It was like, we can't sit back and wait on Prince Charming to show up and rescue us, so we're going to rescue our damn selves. And I just grew up having the utmost respect for that kind of woman. So, as I'm becoming a young man or whatever the case may be, and I'm coming in contact with different women, even as I started becoming a celebrity, I started coming in contact with different women that was very much waiting on me to do it. And I just, mind you, it's not that I have a problem doing it. It's just the expectation that I'm gonna do it. The I'm supposed to do it thing where it's like, nah, you get up and get on your own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that you'll get up and do it yourself will make me want to do it for you that much more. Like that's who I've always been. So that was the purpose behind that song. Just trying to remind ladies that listen. Prince Charming exists. He's few and far between, but he out there. But at the same time, don't wait on him. Go get it your damn self. You know what I'm saying? Go get it yourself. You smart. you intelligent, you strong. In most cases, you smarter than Prince Charming you waiting on. So go get it down.
Facts.
Say it
with your chest. Woo. Oh yeah. My question more than anything is now you being a father. Now you being that man who was raised in that household, surrounded by strong, independent women. What lesson did you learn, and what are you making sure that you're doing now at home that you wish you would have saw from a man?
Ooh.
Well, I have one daughter and 3 sons.
Okay.
Right. And my little girl is the oldest. She'll be 10 next month. And she's already the ringleader. I mean, aside from her being the oldest, she run things and she know it, which is beautiful and scary at the same time. Right. For my sons, I'm just making sure that they understand what it is to be a good listener. You know what I mean? I think that's more important than anything else. Like a woman will tell you what she wants if you listen in the right way. You know, and when I say listening the right way, is like, listen, I don't understand women, and I've never said that I do, and I don't think that it's possible because y'all change like the weather. But one thing that is a mainstay is that you like to be heard. You know, you like to know that somebody is listening when you speak. You know, and that's one thing that I'm always making sure that I'm trying to stress to my sons is to be good listeners, because you can't respond educated if you're not listening to what's being said to you. And it's a challenge because, you know, the oldest one is 9 and the youngest one is 2. So listening just don't compute just yet. But that's one thing that I'm making sure that they understand what respect is. They understand that not everybody demands respect, but everybody deserves respect. And, you know, so you give it and you give that person the opportunity to keep it. Now, once they show you that they don't want it, then you take it back. But you don't never lead with disrespect. You know what I mean? And these are things that, but these are things that I learned from women. These are things that I learned from my mama and my grandma and them. You know, it wasn't. I had uncles, but you know they would come through, eat and bounce. You know, that's what they was doing. So these are the things that I'm stressing to my you know little men.
Plus,
be a
they're
good
just
listener.
watching you. They're watching
Lead
you.
with respect. Oh yeah, definitely. And the only way that I can do that is to lead by example, because I'm not very good at teaching. So watch how daddy do it and do it like that.
That's right.
There you go. It's a pleasure to sit down with Neo. Of course, listen, You to Love is a single, and we're going to talk about You to Love and the remix. But, you know, we have you here today, and some people can only wish to get a Neo, sit down and talk to him, ask him all these questions. I want to check you in with a conversation that was going around the internet a couple weeks back. It was about Jeannie Meyer, right? And how she said that she loved to be in a submissive relationship, you know, with Jeezy. And that caused like a big stir. Like everybody was in uproar about that. Is it healthy for women to be in a submissive relationship? Or are you opposed to that, Neo?
I think that people are getting hung up on the word submissive. I think that they're misunderstanding what the conversation is and just locking in on that word submissive. Here's what I've learned about most independent women. In everyday life, be it their job, be it school, whatever the case it is, they have to be dominant. You know what I'm saying? You have to be strong in order to get that respect from this male dominated world that we dealing with. So you got to be that much more strong. You got to be that much more, you know, in that world. Now that same woman, when she go home, she don't want to do that no more. She wants to go home to a man that she can submit to. There's nothing wrong with submitting, but you got to submit to the right person. It's not just submitting for the sake of submitting. Nah, it's submitting to submitting to a king that's going to lead us where it is we need to go. That's what she was talking about. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all, because that king is looking at that queen like, all right, yes, we're partners in this
power couple,
but I'm the head of the household, and she's letting me be that. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like people get too caught up on, you know, the one word and don't lock into what the entire conversation is.
Right. That's why men and women need to pay more attention of who they choose to be in a relationship with. Yes. Because it makes it much more easier, right? You just can't be in a relationship with just anybody. Make sure you pick the right person, right?
Right. It's not about just submitting to anybody, just submitting for the sake of submitting. It's about submitting to somebody that has proven to you that they are worthy of your submission.
That's beautiful, man.
And you know what I love? I love seeing you and your lady out here on the gram enjoying.
Yeah.
She's twerking on you. I love it.
Wifey.
I love it.
I had a good old
Wifey.
time for my birthday. Yes, it did.
I mean, if you can't have fun with your partner, with your spouse, then who are you gonna have fun with?
Man, listen. So my lady is a little bit more passionate than me in the realm of
Ain't no wrong with that.
the clapback. You know what I mean?
Ain't no wrong with that.
And it is what it is. I personally didn't comment on it because I don't give a damn. I
love to see
posted it because I wanted to post it. And that is absolutely my wife, and she decided to twerk on me, and that is what it is. I don't give a damn what nobody think about that.
We love it.
Hey, listen.
Hey, come on.
see.
We married, not we married. I'm saying what y'all say.
Yo, Neo, I just got engaged with my fiance. Shout out to Ashley. She loves you.
Congrats, brother.
And when I saw the video with her, I was like, see, she be doing that
It's
with
normal.
her husband.
Like,
girl, you
I
better
what's
keep
up,
twerking on
Ashley?
me throughout the years.
That's what I said. Let's be like
Man,
Neo and his
listen.
wife.
Word to any married couple, all right?
it
And I'm
spicy.
talking to the man and the woman.
Ooh.
Anything that you ain't gonna do for your significant other, somebody is gonna do for your significant other.
So you
So
gotta
you
keep it
might
spicy.
want to go ahead and just do whatever it is that person is asking you or wanting you to do, especially if y'all married.
Yeah.
Come on,
Facts.
y'all
Yeah.
are married. There's no such thing as nasty when you're married. There's no
Nah.
such thing as you're married. Marriage is forever. This is forever.
Forever's a
Show
long
that off.
time. Forever's a
Forever
long
means
time.
better or worse, good or bad. I smell you in the bathroom. You smell me in the bathroom. That's
Neo.
what forever means.
You
So
crazy,
if that's
man.
the case, then you gotta get that going. Come on, man.
Well, you know
That's
what,
just
Neil?
common sense.
Not everybody is in a forever relationship the way you are, the way Teddy's committed to. But
Okay, then I'm not talking to
you,
them.
You to love, no, but let me tell you, you
Yeah.
to love really makes you want to get into that relationship.
Yes.
It really puts you in your feels, especially during quarantine. What have you saw? Because there's actually a study that reveals that couples are actually deciding that their partner is the one because of quarantine, and then you're putting music out like this.
Perfect song.
What inspired you to put this song out during such, difficult times for everyone who might feel lonely or they're looking for the one?
For me, You to Love was kind of just a reminder for everybody. Like, okay, so as of latest, it wasn't the most popular concept being with that one person and loving on that one person. Everybody is kind of treating relationships like leasing a car. You do it for a year and then you give it back. It's kind of what it's been. But what the quarantine did for me and mine, I mean, it's no secret to everybody that we was hollering divorce before the quarantine.
Yeah.
Sure. The quarantine kind of made us sit down and really take the time to hash out what it is we needed to hash out.
That.
And it just basically comes down to figuring out what works for you, figuring out what doesn't work for you with your partner. Understand that a relationship is a partnership, not ownership. I don't own you. You don't own me. I am my own person. You are your own person. And we are choosing to be partners in this. Meaning, don't stand behind me, stand next to me.
Oh, I love that.
I
Meaning,
love
I've been saying
it.
that. I've been
man,
saying
don't
that.
anticipate her standing behind you.
That's a
Don't
bar.
get mad when she don't want to stand behind
That's
you.
a
It's like
bar.
that ain't always what it is. It's we both get the steering wheel from time to time. That's what it's supposed to be. I'm tired, you drive. You tired, I drive. That's how
I
it's
love
supposed
that.
to be. We had fallen out of that.
Yeah.
We had gotten to that point where we couldn't talk to each other. It's clearly something wrong with you. It's clearly something wrong with me, but we don't want to argue right now. So we just gonna squash it. We'll discuss it later. And you pack all that down until you know what happens when you start packing stuff down. Eventually,
It'll come out.
that thing gonna blow up. So, what the quarantine did was make us sit down and have these very uncomfortable but very necessary conversations about what's working for you, what's not working for you, what's working for me, what's not working for me. And let's meet in the middle somewhere. And by the grace of God, we did. It's not an easy thing to do.
So
It takes a lot of honesty.
So what would your advice be to those couples that are headed in that same direction? Because marriage, divorce, the rates are high, and you're saying you guys survived it, you guys fixed it, you guys figured it out. So if Neo can give someone one set of advice, just one tip of advice on how to fix it, how to try to fix it, what would it be?
Okay, so here's what happens in a relationship. After a while, you start becoming less of you and more of who you think this person wants you to be, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Or you start wanting this person to be who you want them to be versus locking into who they are. So the one piece of advice that I would give is for both of y'all to really sit down and reevaluate who you are. Like reevaluate who you're with. It might just be true that y'all aren't for each other. That's a possibility.
True.
But you can't get to that unless you sit down and be 100% honest about who you are, who this person is, what this person likes, what this person doesn't like, and not, all right, I'm doing it because you want me to do it. I'm doing it because this is what you like. No, it's about you as you. You need to figure out who you are and what it is that you want, what it is that you don't want, so that you can be honest with your significant other. And then if there's a middle ground for y'all to come to, you come to it. If it ain't, then y'all agree to split. Not every relationship that happens is supposed to be forever. Some people are reason and some people are season. That's just the reality of people.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Neo, I love how you just dropping gems this morning, man. It comes across, it comes so easy. But what do you expect? This is Neo. First of all, I hope that you know, and I'm gonna pause this real quick. I hope you know you're responsible for a lot of babies. You know that, right? You're responsible for a lot. And also, and I gotta pause because man to man, you're responsible for a lot of makeup, sex, you know that as well. But I want to come back to you to love. Let's have honest conversation, man. Because I know artists are very calculated on what they say. What feeling did you get knowing that you've been in the game this long to have a song chart and do so well like You to Love?
Consistent, boy.
Like this moment that you live in right now and how this song is moving. How does that make Neo feel?
You know what? I can honestly say, so I've been here almost 20 years at this point.
Yeah.
It's been almost 20 years that I've been Neo. Right. And I understand what times we live in right now. I understand that attention spans are, you know what I'm saying? They love you 1 second, and in the millisecond of the same second, they find a reason not like
out.
So the fact that after almost 20 years, I'm still here and I'm still charting, that means something to me, man. It means it hits me here. It's heavy, like for real, because I know that there's so much option, you know what I'm saying? That there's so much music out there. There's so many other people that you could listen to or pay attention to. Right. And that a person would, you know, take the time to give a damn about a Neo song still, that means something to me. And I am forever grateful. That's
how you know that the work you put in, your penmanship is just magical, man. Real talk, like for it to transcend this many generations. Because, you know, personally, I've been rocking with you since the first time I heard Stay with PD Crack, when you were hiding your eyebrows and shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, does he have eyebrows? Does he not? I just know that, you know, since then I've been a fan, and I just want to say it's an honor to watch you still kill it, man. And I'm so happy for you. Honestly, you had it all, Grammys, success, but this moment right now in 2020, Neo just surviving and thriving. I'm proud of you, G.
Buy a new single out.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Shout out to Carisma. She was on it early.
Hey,
what is that?
Yo, thank you for that remix with Little Durk and Queen Naja.
Yeah.
Like, those are two of the hottest young cats in the game. Did you choose them, or did they hit you? Like, let me get on it. It
was like a group thing. Like we all sat down, like, all right, because I knew I wanted to do a remix, and I knew I had to get some of the new generation to embrace. You know, so we reached out to a couple people declined, and you know, it is what it is. I don't take nothing personal.
Little Durk set it off. Computer.
But Lil Durk jumped in, like, you know, we asked him to do it, and before we got all the way through the ask, he was like, yeah, let's get it going. Queen Naja, same thing, you know. So shout out to Durk, shout out to Queen Naja. I just the song was already the kind of record that kind of brings these two generations together. Right. You know, you got the people who know what Mtume is, that know what Computer Love is, and then you got the new generation that only knows it for it being sampled on one of their favorite artists. So this song kind of allows those two generations to come together. And now putting Lil Durk and Naja on it is just furthering that connection. So shout out to them. Yep. Shout out to the boy Jeremiah for bringing the song to me in the first place. You know what I mean?
He is the secret sauce out here, Jeremiah boy.
People don't know how that dude is a genius, right. Like for real. Well, he don't get the roses he deserves, man. He really don't. Shout out to Jeremiah, shout out to Queen Naja, shout out to Durk, and everybody that made this thing possible, for real.
So Neil, with the topic of Jeremiah, like you see him, like this is not new. Like he's been doing this almost a decade. It's been about a decade.
Yeah, for sure.
Close to a decade. Is Jeremiah the new Neo, or who? I know it's kind of tough, but like let's have that conversation. Like who do you see? Like yo, this pen is crazy and it's consistent and there's longevity there.
So I would never call anybody the new Neo. No. Just because that would be disrespectful to them. I can't call Jeremiah the new Neo. He's Jeremiah. You know what I mean? Like
on his own lane.
That would be disrespectful to that artist. But there's definitely some pens out there that's making noise. Jeremiah is more than just a writer though. He's a writer and a producer and a singer and a rapper. He do all of that. You know what I mean? So I can't say that he's the next me because he ain't following my path. He's blazing his own.
Right.
You know what I mean? And same thing with your Summer Walkers, same thing with your Queen Najas. Like they're blazing their own path in this because so what's taken so long for me to drop this album is the first year of putting it together. I was really trying to figure out where I fit in everything right now. The sound has changed, the look has changed. You know what I'm saying? It ain't what it was when it was the Year of the Gentleman. It ain't that no more. And I just wasn't sure where I fit in at. So once I got all that out of my brain,
you had to, and
actually got to a body of music that I appreciate. Quarantine hit. So now I'm sitting with these records for 6 months with nothing else to do, and I started picking them apart. Like, the hi-hat is too loud in that one. And it's like, don't nobody know what a damn hi-hat is. What are you doing? Calm down. So I started doing that. But I'm done with that. The album's finished. It's coming soon.
Album finished.
And I'm happy about that.
Do we got a name?
But yeah, I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent.
It's all good. It's all good. Do we got a name for the album?
Yeah. We want to know.
I don't. It might just be subtitled. I felt like everything. You know what? Let me take that back. So let me get y'all's opinion on something.
Okay.
So I didn't do any songs on this album about COVID, about Black Lives Matter, about the I didn't do any songs about any of that because I personally feel like I don't need to tell y'all that the world is messed up. I feel like we know that. I feel like we got that.
You want an escape.
Exactly. I wanted the music on this album to be that escape from reality for a second. It's like, all right, let me turn on this Neo album and just inhale, exhale right quick. And then once that's over, all right, let's jump back into the storm. So I was thinking about maybe calling the album The Escape, or there's something along those lines. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
But isn't that what music is intended for? And isn't that what R&B is for actually? Like R&B, like it doesn't necessarily touch on all the issues, but it touches on that emotion, right? So it kind of fits.
Well, yeah, I mean, so there's been some really poignant music to come out talking about what's going on right now. You know, Lil Baby with The Bigger Picture, like that's
right.
That's talking about what's happening, and it's a great record. But for me personally, I just didn't feel like I needed to further push home the point that, you know, we in a storm right now. Like everybody knows we in a. You can look out your window and see the storm. Like I don't need to remind you.
You give us love and hope, man. You give us love and
hope.
I'm
gonna come from a positive place.
I love it.
And rain that down. I'm gonna do that.
A higher frequency, like my friend in Cannon says. Now I have a question. So Neo, you've accomplished so much. You said you've been here for years, and now with this new track, I mean, you feel good. But what's next? Aside from this album, what's next? What can Neo accomplish that he hasn't already accomplished?
Well, for a few years now, I've been talking about wanting to get a little heavier in the TV and film world.
Right.
Okay.
You know, not so much in front of the camera. Like, I mean, I dig acting. Acting is cool, but I want to direct. I want to produce. I want to write.
We need
scripts,
that.
You know, and it took me a little while because I went into it under the impression that, all right, if I can tell a story in 3 minutes, of course I can tell a story in 2 hours. No. Two completely different languages. So I've been taking it upon myself, you know, thanks to the quarantine. I've been taking it upon myself to learn the language of TV and film. So I'm currently writing scripts and working on things in that realm. So that's what's next for me.
So
you know, I can't say that it'll be as good as the music because I'm still fresh on it. You know,
so
I have
are
to
we
give me a
working
minute.
on your story, or what are we working on exactly?
Nah, we not my story. I'm unbeknownst to a lot of people, I'm kind of a sci-fi geek.
Oh wow, I didn't expect that.
I've been working on this kind of sci-fi ghetto sci-fi story for a little while now.
What?
And, it's coming soon. It's coming soon. Just give me a minute.
I would expect like a new Love Jones from Neo.
Yeah.
Neo could write a sick ass Love Jones movie, but nah, he's bringing a sci-fi.
I wanted to go somewhere that people wouldn't expect with that side of me. It's like, all right, you know me, you know that love is you know the accord in my DNA. You know that. So of course you're gonna have elements of that in it, but I didn't want to go all the way there. So it was like, oh well, of course it's Neo. He did a romantic comedy. Of course he did. It's Neo. I wanted to go somewhere else to make people go, Neo did that. I want that response.
I like it.
I want that response.
So we're not expecting Love and Basketball in space. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about like Star Trek, Star Wars. Go do your thing, man.
I love it.
Listen, I appreciate you sitting down with us this whole time because, like I said, it's not often that you get to sit down with Neo, and there's so many questions we could run through, but I'll make it quick. We know you got, saying you got a busy schedule, and this is tough. A lot of people don't like to answer this question because it's like they're children. But based on performances, based on the response from the people, and you could even throw in the streaming numbers in there, Neo's greatest song, and don't say you haven't wrote it yet, the ones you have already done. What is Neo's greatest song? Because you're so candid and you're so transparent. So
I really think I kind of think it's a matter of opinion. Like you ask 5 people, you might get 5 different answers.
Facts.
But if you're asking me personally, what I feel like my favorite song that I've written thus far is, damn, I don't know. This is a hard question for me.
No, you have to answer.
If you weren't
What's
here,
the first
Listen,
one?
as a
Top of your
parent,
mind.
I know that we're like, no, I love all my kids. I don't got a favorite, and no. Stop lying and tell us which one you think is the best.
Yeah, because when you answer this one's gonna go viral, and so because we just want to know, honestly, like.
Well,
come on, man. Today.
Not to discredit anybody else's opinion, but your opinion based on what you've performed, based on what you've seen, which one is the best?
Just say it's so sick already, because you want to say it.
I mean, listen.
to the
So
left.
I will say this. I have a cavalcade of fans from
Don't use
die
words
hard
that we don't know.
¿Qué
to
cosa es
straight
cavalcade?
pop. To straight diehard pop. That's a broad spectrum.
Oh.
But the one song that everybody, no matter be you R&B, be you pop, be you EDM, no matter what, the one song that everybody can always come together on is So Sick. That's the one. That's the one.
Sing it, Teddy. Go ahead. Give him a bar.
Teddy, go.
Gotta change that answering machine.
Hey.
Now that I'm alone, cause right now it says that we. Hold on, come on.
Can't continue.
Not you, him. Neo, help me out, cause this is for me. Ready? Cause right now it says that we
Can't come to the phone, and I know it makes no sense. Cause you walked out the door,
and
it's the only way I see your voice anymore.
Oh,
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Last question, because I'm curious. Listen, I do my research. I am a fan,
I don't know
bro.
if I'm gonna cry or I'm gonna laugh.
Nah, listen, I'm just curious. You said the album is done. You don't got the title. We're still working on that. Correct me if I'm wrong. You've never worked with Drake. Like, I unless I'm mistaken, I've never heard a Neo Drake collab.
Really?
What?
Never have.
You're right.
Never have.
What's happening?
Never
What's
thought of
happening?
that.
I mean, truth be told, he's not the easiest person to get a hold of. That's just kind of what it is.
Well, let's
like
do it.
it's
Yo,
no
Drizzy.
beef, no animosity. I have the utmost respect for him as an artist and as a writer. I would love to work with him.
Oh,
But
okay.
he's
I like
hard to
that.
get a hold of.
So this is what
That's
we're
just
gonna
kinda
do,
what that is.
because we talked to Jeezy, and Jeezy has never sat down with Obama. So he,
And we put it out in
we
the
said,
universe.
we said Barry,
you know.
make it happen. Bryson Tiller said he wants to work with Rihanna again on
Right.
a new album.
Put
We
it out in the
there.
universe,
So
yes.
Drake,
Neo.
Aubrey, Graham. This is Neo. He's saying, what's happening?
And we need that.
Yeah.
Oh, we need that. That would
I'm with
be
it.
fire.
I'm with it. I'm more than with it. I'm more than with it. I'm
love it.
October's very own too, bro. October 18th. Let's go.
Scorpio gang. Or
Hey,
Libra.
You know what? Class act, that's what you are, man. And honestly, we can't wait to see what, you got coming up. And honestly, it's a pleasure to sit down with us and just to have us give you, your flowers, because you deserve it, man. Honestly, it's been an honor and a pleasure to experience everything that you have given us. And we're excited to see what you got coming up next, man, because You the
Hey,
Love
thank
is the
you.
single. Make sure you go stream
Go
that.
get it.
And the remix.
Yes.
Video is out. No, not yet, right?
The original video is out. We working on the remix video as we speak.
There it is. Listen, Neo, just know that Power 106 is your home.
Thank you, King. Thank
you already
you.
said Charisma's been down since day one. Que
Day
linda.
one.
You know what I'm saying? Myself, que linda ma. Que linda ma.
Yay.
I've been down. So this is my 05 Neo look. And I will say, It's a pleasure. And I'm getting married May
He's not
2022.
singing at your wedding.
I'm just going to throw it out there.
Oh my
Manifestation.
God.
You ever want to take a trip
North,
to Cancun,
stop
May
it.
22. That's it. Leo, it's a pleasure, sir. Thank you for hanging out with us
Thank
this
you,
morning.
Leo. Appreciate
Appreciate
y'all.
the love, y'all. For real.
Sure.
That's Neo Yard's Power 106. Come on.
When this fucking beat drop, you already know what fucking time it is.
Now, check it out, y'all.